So the first step is done for us. Step 2 is to write ax squared and c into the boxes. And I always like to write the function again just to give me a visual reminder. So x squared goes up here, -6 goes down here. And then step 3 and 4 is we want to figure out what multiply. So we want to multiply our ax squared and c. So x squared times -6 is -6x squared. We want to figure out things that multiply to this that add to our b term, right, which is just 1x. So what are the multiples, or the factors, I'm sorry, of 6 or -6, right? Well, if we use our factor sheet, we see that 6 has 4 multiples, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So which of those, 1, 2, 3, and 6, which of those will multiply to 6 but add to 1? And it could add to 1 or subtract to 1, right? And because we have a -6 as our multiple, I know that we have to have a positive number and a negative number because that's what makes the product negative. So 2 and 3 pop out because they're 1 away. 2 is 1 away from 3, or 3 is 1 away from 2. So to me, that says I could easily subtract these to get 1. So we're not using 1 and 6. So we'll just put them in here, 2x and 3x. 2x and 3x, but which one needs to be positive and which one needs to be negative? Well, we want to look at the sum equation because the end result is positive 1x. So do we want it to be 2 minus 3 or 3 minus 2? Hopefully you chose 3 minus 2 because we'll end up with a positive 1. So 3 is positive, 2 is negative. So that means we're going to use positive 3x, negative 2x. So now we need to factor everything out of the columns and the rows. All right, well, out of the first column, x squared and negative 2x, we could pull out a 1, right? And then if they both have x's, one has 1x and the other one has 2, then we can successfully pull out 1 in total. So we'll pull out an x, 3x, and negative 6. Well, we can't pull out an x, but 3 and 6, the multiples of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6, and the multiples of 3 are 1 and 3. So what's the greatest common factor? 3. So we're going to pull out a 3, and remember, this is positive, this is negative, so we're pulling out a positive 3. All right, let's look at the rows. Row number 1. Again, we can pull out a 1. We can also pull out an x. And then negative 2x and negative 6. Again, so here's the multiples of 6, and here are the multiples of 2, 1 and 2, right? So the biggest number they have in common is 2. And because the first term and the second term are both negative, we're going to pull out negative 2. Also, remember, we said that we wanted to get positive 3 and negative 2 when we were figuring out our terms in the first place. So we have x plus 3, x minus 2. Therefore, this is going to be not positive, but negative 3 as one of the x-intercepts. And this is going to be positive 2. Remember, because if we solved them, x plus 3 equals 0, we'd end up with negative 3, and then for x minus 2, we'd end up with positive 2.